personal life?
How do I manage my personal life? Well, I feel like in WWE so much of our lives are in the public that the small shard of me that's left, I try and keep as private as possible. So I don't promote too much of my personal life online, and that's something that I've kind of had for my whole career since I started when I was 18, and it's something that I hope I can continue to maintain my sanity, because sometimes being a pro wrestler can get a little bit crazy.
What was your feeling when you became the first Universal Champion in history?
It was a very bittersweet feeling. Obviously, I had great pride in the fact that I had became first Universal Champion, but at the same time, in that match, I knew I'd got injured, and I knew that the next day I was going to have to relinquish the title. I knew I was injured. I didn't know how serious, but I knew I wouldn't be wrestling for a long time. So getting to stand there in the ring was a very bittersweet moment, and that's how the cookie crumbles sometimes. You gotta. Sometimes life just wants to put another obstacle in your path, and I felt that it was very typical of my career that I got hurt in the match that I won the title, and that injury then was just another obstacle that I had to overcome. And here I am a year later, after being on the shelf. I'm back a year in the ring now, and I feel better than ever. So it was a great learning experience. It's something that was unfortunate, but I try and take the positives from, and something that I feel like I'm the better man having gone through what I went through.
Me and my colleague are here to promote WWE 2K Games.
Okay.
And in 2K Games you can create a lot of history.
Yeah.
And if you had to recreate the club in the game without Luke Gallows, without Carl Anderson, and without AJ Styles, who will you pick from the WWE Universe to be in the club with you?
Wow, that's a very difficult question, but I think the top two picks for my backup would be AOP.
Oh.
Yeah, they're two guys that when I was in NXT, I got to know them very well. They're two very tough guys, young, ambitious, driven. They train hard, and they've just made a big impact on Raw. I think they've both got a huge future ahead of them, and they're two guys that I'd love to have standing by my sides. Maybe Adam Cole, I think, from NXT as well, looking towards the future, and someone who's a great friend of mine outside of WWE, who I'm sure you can create, is Zack Sabre Jr. I think would make the fifth man. So that could be the new Bálor Club.
Wow, cool.
Okay.
Thank you, Frank.
I don't know if you play WWE 2K video games, but probably other superstars do. I don't know if you heard someone brag about being the best. So do you know who else plays the game and who would be the best, or who claims to be the best?
Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not a huge gamer. I have a Nintendo Switch, and I play my games on there in the airplane, but I know AJ is a huge gamer. I know Kofi and Xavier are big gamers, so I often hear those guys chattering in the locker room about who's better than who. So I think they'd definitely be top contenders for champions at 2K.
How special it is for you to be in Europe?
Yeah, very special. Obviously, I started my career here. I'm from here. A lot of friends and family here. Always kind of run into old faces that I came up with along the way, especially in the United Kingdom, and it's just incredible to kind of almost very much a full circle feel to these tours. Having left Ireland and Europe and traveled to Japan and America, and then to come back with the WWE is a very surreal experience, and to get the recognition that we get here and the reception from the fans here is very beautiful. So I always love coming back to Europe, and we're already looking forward to the November tour. So it's been a long, hard 2 weeks, but I couldn't think of a better place to finish it than Paris.
Brock Lesnar has now been the champion for over a year now.
Wow.
And he hasn't been what we can call a fighting champion. Mm-hmm. How does that sit with you? And with all of the guys in the locker room?
I can't speak for people in the locker room. Brock Lesnar has an aura about him. he is a big match guy. When he walks out, people pay attention. Whether, I know it's been pitched around before that he's not a fighting champion, but when he does fight, he wins. He's proven that. But he hasn't fought very many people, and one of those people he hasn't fought is Finn Bálor, sitting at this table. So, if you want to prove yourself as a champion, you got to beat everyone. And that's what I done in NXT. That's what I done in Japan, and that's what I would hope to want to do here in WWE. And I think if Brock wants that moniker after his name, he needs to start defending the title a lot more often.
I thought you want to know if you will try to be a movie star after that.
Being a movie star has never been something that I've ever been interested in up until recently, and I think it's something having seen The Rock do so well, having seen John Cena do so well, The Miz do okay. It's something that maybe in a couple of years, if the opportunity arises, I would like to try myself in a low movie role.
You got a great career in Japan. Now you are in WWE.
Yeah.
You still have connections with Japanese wrestler. If you have to pick one wrestler in Japanese industry, in Japanese wrestling, would you be picked to be in WWE and face you?
Oh, great question. I could probably pick 10, but I think if I was to pick a wrestler from Japan to be in the Bálor club, it would definitely be Bad Luck Fale.
Oh, yeah.
My trusted sidekick for a long time. But I think someone who has proven himself for the last 4 years in Japan is Okada, and someone who I think could make a seamless transition to WWE and be a big player here, and someone that I'm still very close with to this day. We text quite often, and someone that I really hope the door opens up for him and he joins the WWE.
Thank you very much.